Who do you think is mainstream all over the country? Just give me one name.
AKA.
Okay. Take Kuzane from KZN.
Yeah.
Kuzane can fill up FNB or Moses Mabhida.
Which he has before.
Yeah, which
Alone.
he has.
Yeah.
AKA can't. Would you say because now AKA is bigger than Kuzane because...
But AKA is bigger than Kuzane.
No, he's not.
Like he's more... Yo, whoop-de-whoop, back at it like crack addicts. You know what time it is. OG Samke, Big Rashid K, Masterclass Podcast episode.
The best hip-hop podcast in SA.
I felt like when you said that, do you think we may be jumping the gun?
Who can you think of when it comes to hip-hop podcast? I'm not talking about podcasts in general. I'm talking about hip-hop. Who can you think of?
Nobody's doing hip-hop podcast the way we're doing it, man. I think everyone's just covering what's happening around the world on Twitter. But no one's doing a hip-hop pod.
Everybody are like reviewing what happened the past 2 weeks and then do interviews.
Yeah.
Nobody does it like we do.
You know what it is.
You know what I'm
podcast.
saying?
That's what it is, man.
Yeah.
How you been?
Hence we call it the masterclass, man.
Facts.
I've been good.
Yeah.
All good in the hood if it's understood.
Crazy week in hip hop. I won't lie to you. I'm a little bit excited that niggas is pulling out boxing gloves and fighting in the clubs.
Niggas is fighting. This shit ain't dead. This shit ain't dying. Niggas is fighting, dropping albums and singles and shit. You know what I mean?
So a homie of mine was telling me, a lady friend said that stuff like that is why corporates don't support hip hop, because there's just so much violence. Like it can just pop off at any time. And you know how corporates trying to shy away from.
Yeah.
So the fact that hip hop and violence go hand in hand is a problem for hip hop, and that's why some people don't fuck with hip hop.
SA hip hop is not violent though.
But hip hop in general, you know, forget about just SA hip hop. Like we've seen it a couple of times.
Yeah.
People
like
getting
in
snapped here and there.
America, in America, it's most of these rappers come from gangster background. You know, they from the streets. You know, most of them have like murder cases, and they have body counts.
Facts,
you know.
yeah.
Here we have a bunch of softies, trust fund babies from the suburbs who can't do shit, man. Who fight and apologize.
Or you wouldn't apologize
For what?
if you got into
Defending
a fight.
myself? Fuck that.
I get you. But I'm happy to see it, man. I like to see a bit of camaraderie / fighting, you know. Hip hop events happening all over, so we're gonna see a lot of that come.
Yeah, making the headlines is good for the game. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
We'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it. But corporates shouldn't use that excuse that hip hop is violent as not. You know. So Mizi was accused, but he has endorsements and shit for fighting.
Yeah.
You know, Boiti the other time was involved in a fight. She has endorsements. It's
hear
not
you.
unique to hip
I
hop.
hear you. How do you feel, since we're both radio heads, right?
Yeah.
From the jump. How do you feel about radio sort of censoring hip hop in terms of not trying to play music that is too gangster, you know? Not playing music that's too vulgar, too explicit, you know? How do you feel about that?
What is vulgar?
Like, even if a song is good, you know? But if I'm talking about a hit on my track, I won't play it. You know what I mean? Like, KO has a song, I think it's called Mission Statement, on Skanda Republic 2, I think. Where in the song he speaks about a heist that is happening.
Yeah.
You know, where he was involved in a heist, but he wasn't prepared for the heist. I forgot what the name of the song is. But radio, Ghetto Stories. Yes, Ghetto Stories. Shout out. Ghetto Stories. And radio won't, I think that's such a beautiful song. And it can play on radio musically. But lyrically, because they're talking about a heist, radio won't play that because it's inciting violence, because hip hop is violent.
Nah, never did. Movies are more violent. If that was the case, TV wouldn't play violent movies. The violence and the sex you see in the movies, hip hop has nothing on it. You know what I'm saying? And this thing of using an excuse, it's people who don't understand hip hop. It's the same guy who will play Iwewe, Ifuni Wewe on radio.
I hear that.
It's the same
I've heard
person
that.
who's gonna play Omunye Pezgo Munye on radio.
On radio, yeah,
You know,
which is
just
crazy, right?
Yeah, just because we don't have people who understand hip hop in these positions, they're gonna say no, this shit. Like they don't even understand the context, but they're playing some other dumb shit that's vulgar.
Do you feel people who compile music on TV for music videos and for radio should be people that are actually on the streets and not someone who has a musical background? So, if you go and study music, they teach you about chords and progressions and how music should sound, eclecticities of music.
In this day and age, that shit doesn't work. That's why major labels are struggling, because they hire A&Rs and all these people with degrees, but they are not connected to the streets. They're not.
Word.
So the indies are showing majors flames. It's all about the knowledge, not about the qualifications.
Are you saying people that work at Ambitious have no musical background?
They do have, not academically.
Okay.
They don't have.
They're more on the streets.
More on the streets.
Which is why they would know what to
yes,
make and how to push
they know
their artists.
what's happening.
Word.
Hence, MT was discovered by Ambitious at Kantari.
Word. But so MT was discovered by the people first, By the time Ambitious found Roll Up was popping.
Yeah, right? It was, and the same Roll Up was dropped by Universal.
Yeah.
Because you have these student tired niggas with degrees who don't know shit.
Nah, I hear you. Maybe we need to get a balance, Abo. Get people who know music background and also get people who are on the streets. Then we'll get better music on our TVs and on our radios.
It's at the majors are gonna be the thing of the past. They're gonna die out.
Think so? That take. I doubt it's gonna take a while for that to happen.
Money can go so far, If the money that you're betting on the wrong horse, you're gonna lose. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They need to be connected to the culture, whether it's Amapiano or hip hop, whatever that's happening on the streets.
Yeah.
They need to be up to date.
Forget about the musical background.
Forget about
what sounds good.
Forget about which university
We're talking
went
to all music compilers right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? TV, radio, whatever.
Yeah.
DSPs, record labels, we're fucking with all of y'all right now.
Yeah.
Let's get the class in session, fam.
Let's talk about shit.
All right, on my mind, I'm thinking, what's the difference between a mainstream artist and an underground artist, hip hop wise? And we're talking in general, not just South Africa.
In general. Mainstream means you have access to the broader audience.
Access.
Yes, it means when you drop something, it can be heard everywhere.
Okay, that's
across the board. That's mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And underground means you're not exposed yet. You lack exposure.
Okay.
Contrary to the popular demand, underground is not some type of music. There's no music called underground music.
Okay.
There's no such thing. It's about one has exposure, one doesn't have exposure. One is on the mainstream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So mainstream has nothing to do with music.
No. It depends. When we talk music, there's mainstream music. There's mainstream fashion. There's mainstream soccer. Every industry has a mainstream and the underground.
Okay, that makes sense. I get that.
Yeah.
So in hip hop, if you're a mainstream artist, it means you're commercially viable.
Yes.
You're making money every time you drop. And if you're underground, it implies that you're just dropping mixtapes or what?
It means you're dropping music,
but no one's hearing it.
Yeah, but no one is. You don't have the means to reach the
broader audience.
Yeah, a broader audience to the max. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And people seem to confuse these things. There's underground, and then there's hardcore.
What, like hardcore underground or just
No.
hardcore?
Hardcore.
Like porn?
No. Hardcore. Hardcore rap. Fuck, nigga. Hardcore rap.
Not like you.
Hardcore rap.
I hear you.
Hardcore rap. And when you are hardcore, it doesn't mean you are underground.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
Those two things are different. Hardcore has to do with the sound, the approach, the rawness, the delivery.
Let's put it this way, I know which example you're going to.
For example, I'm Wu-Tang
Yeah.
had a song called Triumph. 9 niggas rapping, no chorus, verse after verse. That shit sold 2 million. That shit was a commercial success. But it was hardcore.
Core raps.
That success, that mainstream success, removed it from being underground. It was not. You can't sell 2 million copies and say you're underground. No, you may be hardcore, but commercial. Commercial. The word commercial comes from commerce. It has to do with money.
Right.
You know, that's why adverts are called commercials. You know, it has to do with money. Right. Once you get to that level, no matter the sound, you are commercial. Commercial is not the type of sound. Hey, he's a commercial rapper. He's doing commercial music. There's no such thing as commercial music. You know what I'm saying?
It's about how much you sell.
Yeah.
So let me put it this way in simpler terms to what you and I can understand,
Yeah.
right? 2 weeks ago, we had battle raps out at Afro Brew, Hip Hop Sundays. Shout out Hip Hop Sundays.
Yeah, yeah.
Those homies that do that, right? They
Yeah.
are hardcore rappers.
Yeah, hardcore.
They're not
rappers.
underground. Because they
Yeah,
don't
okay.
really, even though they do make music, but they much better at battling each other. You
Yes.
know? So they can, I think, gun bars, that kind of thing, your
Yeah.
mama this.
Yeah.
I heard a rapper say, yo, I fucked your grandma. I was like, damn, nigga. That's hardcore type
That's
shit.
some old pussy. Yeah.
That's what he said. That's what that nigga said.
Yeah.
But that's hardcore. And then you get underground where you get the guys who actually perform at Afro Brew.
Yes.
So we had Loli Native last week. We had a couple
All of them.
cats.
And
They're underground.
Yeah, underground is not you can be trapping and be underground. You can be boom bap and be underground. You can be singing and be underground. As long as you haven't reached that maximum exposure level,
Okay.
you're still underground.
Word.
You haven't crossed over to the mainstream side.
Let's talk about how much you need to be making and selling for you to now cross over to the mainstream. When do I now become is it because Channel O's playing my music? If you're on the masterclass, you're most likely underground, right?
Yeah, yeah.
When do I become commercially successful? When do we say, okay, now this guy?
It's everything. You have to tick all the boxes. Sales, airplay on radio, TV, and get the bookings. Then you a mainstream
Social media
artist.
success. People
Everything.
talking about you.
Yeah.
Performances.
Yeah, you can sell your merchandise, and you have fans.
Okay.
That's now you are. I know there are underground fans, which is a niche market. You can have a certain group of people following an artist that we don't know. You're still underground. I'm not saying underground rappers don't have fans.
They do, definitely.
do.
They've got a niche market.
Yeah, but on a broader scale, like where you have fans on a crossover level, when you're a big Zulu, you go to KZN, Maskandi fans go crazy.
Word.
Now you are mainstream.
How?
You know,
Because only,
and
only
when you-
only in KZN they fucking with you, But are
No,
they
no, no,
fucking
but-
with you in
but-
Venda?
no, they
in,
do.
In the Western Cape?
No,
I
they-
know with Homie,
Yeah, we do.
And let's leave Homie out of the
Okay, no, I was
Let's-
just
in
making an
general.
example. You know what I'm saying? You do have people who are provincial, but they are mainstream.
Yes,
Like your
okay.
Makadzi. Makadzi
Oh, word.
is a Limpopo artist, but she's big.
King Munada.
King Monada. In KZN, you have your Kuzani. Every province have their own artists who are superstars there.
But that doesn't make them mainstream. It only becomes mainstream when they're big all over the country, right? So
No,
this is why I say
not
this.
necessarily. Not necessarily. Who do you think is mainstream all over the country? Just give me one name.
AKA.
Okay. Take Kuzani from KZN.
Yeah.
Kuzani can fill up FNB or Moses Mabhida.
Which he has before.
Yeah, which
Alone.
he has.
Yeah.
AKA can't. Would you say because now AKA is bigger than Kuzani because...
But AKA is bigger than Kuzani.
No, he's not.
Like he's more of a household name than Kuzani, dog. 100%. That we can debate this one.
He's not.
He is, but I know for facts.
On every level, sales, fame, anything. there's
My
no
nigga,
okay.
I didn't know Kuzani until this year.
That's on you. But
I'm
you
just
have
saying, like, there's so many people like me that don't know
I'm not saying he's known by everyone. I'm saying there's 15 million to 20 million people who know Kuzani.
Sure, I get you. I get you.
I know.
But he's not mainstream then. I don't think he's mainstream in KZN.
No,
but around the country, dog.
No. There's 4 or 5 million people who know AKA, and they tweet about it and they talk about it. That doesn't mean it's bigger than Kuzani.
I think so, bro. Because if they're talking about me
in
Venda and they're talking about me in the Western Cape and they're talking about me in KZN, whereas Kuzani, they're literally talking about him in KZN. He can fill up all these stadiums, but it will be the whole of KZN pulling up there. Whereas AKA can go to Bloom. Zero, dog. I'm sorry.
No, but
I don't think Kuzani can shut down Bloom on his own with no KZN support.
He has.
With no KZN support. It's just people from the Free State.
With Maskandi support, not KZN. Not everyone from KZN is Maskandi. What I'm saying, he has done Bloom. He has done Joburg. He has done KZN. He has done Mpumalanga. And filled these stadiums that AKA can't.
I hear that.
You understand?
But
just because people
it's a tough one, dog.
No, just because people are talking about AKA, it doesn't mean they support AKA. Because they can't even fill up Zone 6 when AKA is performing.
Kuzani makes more money than AKA. I'll give you that much. I mean, he can fill up anything, you know? Even if he just shows up on TV, that's views for days.
No, not just filling up. He goes gold in a day of release. On hard copies, I'm not talking about that streaming shit. Kuzani goes gold in a day.
In KZN. I don't know niggas in Josie buying Kuzani shit like that. Not really.
You don't know niggas in JP hostel. You don't know how many hostels are in
they're
Joburg,
not the majority,
in Gauteng.
But they're not the
majority of what?
Of Johannesburg, of Gauteng.
But they buy more. They buy
they
more.
They spend more. Showcase.
No, I'm saying those people in their minority. White musicians sell more than black people. It's not about the majority. You can be majority and be poor and be broke.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like the spending
commercial
power.
Mainstream success.
Yes, it's about the spending power.
I get you. I get that's the difference between between mainstream and underground is that when you become mainstream, you're making money. Yes, and I'm saying Kuzani makes more money than AKA.
Yes,
but he's not more famous than AKA. He's not more mainstream than AKA. Mainstream is when and the Kuzani and them are topping charts on the radio and on TV, but not as much as these cats be.
Being famous doesn't mean
you mean you're making money?
No, doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna sell records. You know?
No, that's facts.
Boyd is famous. Nomuzi is famous.
But they're not selling records like a Kuzan or
yes. So you cannot use that as okay, just because you have 4 million followers, you are more mainstream than this guy who's not even on Twitter. No, it doesn't work like that. Twitter is not a real place.
I know that, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, even that argument, you're not even on Twitter. So people under the age of 18 have no idea who Kuzan is unless they grow up in a household where Mamela Imaskandi. But they know AKA. They definitely know AKA. They've listened to his music somewhere, somehow.
That's an assumption. That's a social media assumption. And I told you before that South Africa is a third world country. Only 18% have access to the internet. Let's not take the internet numbers and whatever and equate it to the real life situations. No.
Nah, I hear you. You can't.
If you take Kuzani to JP, who will perform in front of 5,000 people who will sing every song word to word. You know, you can't do that with any of these social media influencers or famous people.
Debatable. I think it's very debatable. Hip hop just did that famous Sundays thing that they did where Nota and Stogie fought.
Yeah.
It was packed there. It was a good 5,000 crowd. But the difference is they had to bring out the whole game to get 5,000.
No, it was not. That venue is too small. It was not even
5K.
It was not even 5K.
Okay, I hear you. All right.
Yeah.
Mainstream, underground, sivala lab.
No, we're not done yet.
What?
Come on, man.
What?
Come on. Come on.
I'm telling you that.
I wanted to talk about the divisions.
Okay.
The divisions, especially in SA hip hop. You know, the divisions between the mainstream hip hop and underground hip hop.
Okay. All right.
They don't even cross paths.
Nothing.
They don't even cross
all,
paths.
bro. At all.
These people.
At all, fam.
You know, in America, you'll get like a very mainstream guy featuring Benny the Butcher or West Side Gun.
Mm-hmm.
Here, it doesn't happen. Can you imagine AKA featuring Lymphatic Taps?
Yeah, that would be nice. Would be nice to see.
It would be nice, but they don't think that far. They think, which kid is popping that I can use and feature on.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? And same thing. Well, I forgive the underground niggas.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they can't even reach the mainstream guys.
Let me.
You know, and the mainstream guys sometimes will be like,
They're not looking at them.
I want. Even if they not, they will be like, I want 30K. I charge 30K for a feature,
Exactly.
and they can't afford it.
Exactly.
You know, so there's that division between underground hip hop and mainstream hip hop in South Africa.
I hear you. Let me tell you what I've been seeing, right?
Yeah.
Based on the point that you're sharing right now.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be like you're saying, you're gonna forgive the underground cats, but I'm gonna be a bit harder on the underground homies because from the experience and the conversations I've had with experienced guys, and Marco being an example who I spoke to about a week ago.
Yeah.
Underground homies is lazy as fuck, dog. You know, like homies, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but when you're supposed to send the verse, you're sending it late. You know, I'm sending you the beat, you're doing nothing with it. I'm telling you, rewrite your shit. You don't want to rewrite your shit because you think that verse is better. So I feel like the reason why there's such a big division and why mainstream guys don't really look for these young cats is because if I'm working day in and day out in my studio trying to drop music, and then I get a young gun to come in and he doesn't pull his weight, of course I'm going to be pissed off. Why would I want to work with those guys? Another example is KO, right? Back to the homie. When I spoke to him, and we interviewed him a few years ago and we spoke about the cash time divide.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was saying his work ethic is way higher than the guys that he was working with. And I won't name drop, but you know who he was working with.
Yeah.
He says he was working a lot harder. It's that Cristiano Ronaldo feel where you feel like you're the best player on the team and no one else is actually trying to help you do this thing, which is why you end up not wanting to put these youngins on. So the young guys need to also get their shit together, dog. Like, take this shit seriously, you know, so that these bigger guys, the mainstream guys, can take you seriously. If you want to work with homies, you can, but also you need to have the right work ethic with the person you want to work with.
Yeah, I think another problem, the main problem is the lack of knowledge.
Okay.
You know, I know there's a lot of dope rappers in the Val, a lot of dope rappers in Soweto, Kase rappers, Kwamashu, Mlazi, Kukuletu, Culture, you know. But when they send songs, when they send you an email, somebody will send you a link. Sometimes a iTunes link or Spotify. What must I do? Like, buy your shit. Like,
and then what?
And they don't even know how to send
That's
music.
facts, bro. That's facts.
You
I've
know?
actually told too many rappers how to send music now. I feel like you should know. It's something you should know if you're trying to do the
They
music
still
thing.
don't. I can show you my emails now. They still don't.
WhatsApp, boy.
They still don't.
Ingoma.
They send you a song from WhatsApp.
My nigga,
bruh.
that's the worst one. Because now what must I do with a WhatsApp track, dog? Okay, you want me to put this on the radio? How? I don't even know the name of the song. It says Audio 2021.
Yeah. And that AUD file is inferior quality. You must email proper stuff. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
so
how do you email? How do you send an email for music? People want to know. How do you send an email for radio and TV for music?
You attach an actual file, MP3
Or Wave?
or Wave.
Yeah. Those are the two preferred ones.
Yes. MP3 or Wave, but preferably an MP3. Because most radio stations have a limit. If it's more than 5 megabytes, it blocks the file. So just to be on the safe side, send an MP3 with all the details. Name, author, composer,
Let me get
title.
the details, actually. I'm going to send it to the homies. We're going to put the details up on screen of how your shit should look.
Yeah, you know
and
what I'm
then you
saying?
can screen grab that.
ISRC code is
Facts.
very important.
Very, very important.
Yeah.
Dog. Very, very important.
And if you got your ISRC code in
I got it
2018,
right here, right?
Yeah.
Got it, dog. Sorry to cut you. So the first thing you say is artist, who the artist is, the name of the
Yeah.
song, the duration of the song, how long the song is, composer of the songs, ISRC.
a composer is what you guys call producer,
Word,
the
word.
beat maker, but the real term is composer of the music.
Word. ISRC code, that's the one you just spoke
Yes,
about now.
you
Very
get
important.
that from RISA.
Then you need to state that it's SAMRO registered. You need your SAMRO IPI number.
Yes.
That's very important. It's a lot of work, dog. Like, that's what I'm saying. If you're an underground artist, you need to put a lot more effort into this shit.
Yeah.
You can't just send us your work at this thing. It's a business. Then you can put, if you're a company, that means if you're under a label. So if you're not under a label, you just say independent.
Yeah.
Phone number, email address, publisher.
Very important. Very important. Every week I get songs like this song is dope, but there's no contact details.
Facts.
You
We're
know,
gonna put it up.
I end up skipping that song because there was no phone number there.
What you gonna do, B? What's the point? So I'm gonna listen to the song and then look for you?
Nah,
You have
never
to be
that.
super dope.
I
need to
have,
feel like
I
this
have
song.
10,000 songs on my email.
Your song has to be fucking fire for me to just be like, yo,
To
I'm gonna
go
find
out
this
of
guy,
my
bro.
way to say, yo, I need to find this guy. I once did that.
Yeah, I've also done
Check
that.
the homie, inbox them on Facebook, on Twitter, DM, until I found it because the song was too dope.
Yeah.
But I don't do that with
Generally.
yeah.
But that's it, man. Publisher is all important. Let us know who the publisher is. And then your cell phone number. Then you're 100%, man. You know what it is. Masterclass, that's what we do. We put you motherfuckers on.
Yeah.
So that's how I think we'll break the division, bro. Like you're saying, a bit more knowledge, people knowing how to link up with some of the big guys as well.
Yeah, they must keep on watching the masterclass. More education to come.
Where do you think it's wise for me to, as an underground artist, when I see Big Rashid and Rashid is mainstream, I'm like, yo, Rashid, is it wise to walk up to a homie and be like, yo, can I get your deets?
No. What I always say, don't ask for help. Ask for advice. You know, help me to help myself.
Okay, word.
You know, you can't come to me and ask me to do stuff for you. Rather ask me, how do you do this? How do you do that? And then I tell you, you do this, like this and that. And then you go back home and do that for yourself. You know?
I've said this in episodes before that this hip-hop thing is about you. It's not about who you're featuring and who you got. It's about you, my nigga. Like, it's all up to you. You can make it or not. It's based on how much you want to fucking do this. You
Yeah,
know?
man.
Shout out, man. I like that little period. Learned a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the free period now. Yo, Gunini. Hey, Rashid.
Yeah.
Want to take it to Cape Town today, bro. Homie by the name of Sipho the Gift.
Sipho the Gift.
You know him.
Sipho the Gift.
You've
I
known
know the
him
homie.
for a
I know-
minute, right?
Yeah, I know.
Why
the
haven't you
homie.
put him on, dog? You've
'Cause-
known him for a while. You've been
'cause-
sleeping on a dope ass artist for a long time.
No, it's not my fault. You the one who put new niggas on. Sometimes you say you claim to be putting new niggas. I'm like, this is an old nigga.
But they're only old because you never put them on before me, dog. Like, I'm finding cats that you should have put on long ago.
Long ago when we started doing the podcast now, like 14
I'm
episodes
not talking
ago.
about the pod. I'm talking about your platforms. Your platforms.
on radio. I've been putting cats on. I've been on radio for 9 years. We've been doing Back to the City for 15 years. SA Hip Hop Awards ciphers.
Yeah.
10 years. Like I've been putting niggas on everywhere.
And you've known Sipho for a while, right?
Yeah.
Why haven't you put him on? I haven't seen him go cypher. I haven't seen him.
No. Sometimes it's not about me hitting niggas up. It's about niggas hitting me up.
But you got like a lot of niggas.
I got a lot of
right?
lot of niggas.
Nah, but shout out to the homie, man. He's all the way
Yeah.
from Cape Town. Very dope artist. I think he can sing, you know. I think he can write as well.
Yeah.
He's written for some other cats as well in Cape Town. So I thought maybe
You know
we
which
should give
song
him some
I like?
profile.
We know which song I like.
Ah.
Quetin.
Yeah, that's a dope track.
That's a dope track.
I'm
Man. And
feeling
it
Quet-
has a video. I hope you guys play it.
And I know why you like it.
Why?
Should we play Quetin?
Quetin, yeah.
Play Quetin. I know why you like this joint.
Why?
It's that whole when you bring dope music and you bring it to South Africa and you have that lyrical content that's your vibe with
That's my shit. Sipho the Gift did dope as fuck.
The crazy thing about Sipho, he can do that, you know? He can do the Vernac thing, and then he can also take it abroad.
Yeah, he can
have his music be exported.
Yeah, and that he has that other song, Boy. You know,
I
Boy.
know Boy, yeah.
Dope, like he's versatile. Don't sleep on him.
It's very nice. I did see and hear that Universal trying to chase him down.
Yeah.
Sony trying to chase him down. You know,
Hey, the
big
Machine.
labels. They want him, you know?
Yeah.
But I haven't heard of him signing anything yet. He's got a new song now with a mainstream artist. I forgot the feature. I think it's McLaren.
Yeah.
It's called Nia Long. Really nice song. But he's already doing what the label could do for him. So should he sign? If he hasn't signed yet.
I don't know, man. Stogie just signed with Universal,
which is
Def Jam
crazy,
Africa.
my nigga.
I don't know
couldn't believe that.
what they're gonna do for him differently. You know, are they gonna take him to where he's never been?
You know, and shout out to Stogie, man. You know, always hip hop legend will always talk about you in hip hop history. But Stogie signing now when he's a record label owner or former record label owner, what's like? It's almost going backwards.
It's nice and cool to say I have my own label. You know, we know Casper has his own label, Family Tree, but in a real sense, he's with Universal Def Jam Africa.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of these niggas who have their own little labels.
But it's different with Stogie, bro.
They with the majors.
No, but there was a time when Motif was Motif, you know? It was a standalone record label.
Yes.
And Stogie was running that thing top to bottom. You know, he had Reason, he had a couple of artists, people were signed under him, right?
Yes.
Fast forward maybe 10 years later.
Maybe they can't sustain it. There was a point where Family Tree had all these Nadia, Gemini Major, Terho, but it's not there anymore.
You know
Casper is Universal Def Jam now.
Which is you know what it says to me? Like, even if I want to start a record label, it just tells me that at the end of the day, the majors are going to come swallow me up.
Yeah. You're going to end up having a licensing deal with the majors.
Where I'm finding artists, right? And my artists are being taken
to run a record label, you need an ambitious records, ambitious entertainment bag.
Okay. Yeah,
you know,
that's facts.
It's cheaper to register a company and create your own label. But if you don't have a bag, if you don't have an ambitious bag, you will never be able to sustain it.
It's true. The money goes far.
And then the majors will come knocking at your door.
The other day I noticed that, remember Du-Bois?
Du-Bois, yeah.
When he was signed under Mabala, that man made a full video with Tiger.
Yes.
Where is he today? Like, no one knows. No one. Obviously, Mabala's dead or whatever. But that's the money and the power that the machine can give you.
Yeah.
Which is maybe what Sipho then needs right now, I think. Back to the free period. Like, Sipho then, he should sign. He's really dope. He's ready.
He's been doing this shit for a while. He's been doing this shit for a while. It's time for the machine.
Yes, damn, I hate it when you say things like that. Eventually, everybody has to sign, huh?
Yeah, if you're not a trust fund baby, if you're not from a rich family, some niggas are doing this shit for fun because they know they sorted financially.
Yeah.
But if you know that you need to feed your family, you're from the poverty background, sign or jump into Amapiano.
Free period done, man. I ain't got nothing else to say. Who you got?
I got on producer's side, I got Beat Mochini.
Beat Mochini. Shout out to Beat Mochini, man. Been in the game as well.
He's been in the game. He was known as Trompi back then.
Word.
Changed his name to Beat Mochini. Has produced for Kulichana, Gigi Lamaine, and all the Pretoria rappers. He's been holding it down. He's still in the game right now.
Right now, man.
And he also drops his own music.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
I've listened to more of his beats. I do remember he dropped an EP maybe last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Where we actually brought him into studio for that EP. Really nice music. Like, he makes good music.
He makes good music.
I don't know, like we were talking about mainstream commercial.
Yeah.
I don't know where Beat Mochini really stands because he's made music with mainstream cats,
and underground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so where do you
he's
put
a
him?
producer. He's across the board producer.
So where do you put him? Is he a mainstream producer? Is he an underground producer?
It's just the producer.
Ah, come on. Give me one.
I'm saying though, that's what I'm saying. If Premier produces for Janet Jackson and then produces for Benny the Butcher, you can't box him.
Okay, but let's put it this way.
He's a producer.
If Mochini makes a beat for Coolie China,
Yeah.
then makes a beat for who's nice and underground bubbling right now, for Tumitladi.
Yeah.
Where is he stand? Is he a mainstream producer or is he who does he produce for? We can't just say he's just a producer.
Okay, no. Sometimes you produce for a mainstream artist, the song will become mainstream. You produce for an underground artist, the song will remain underground. So that has nothing to do with the producer. It has more to do with the artists themselves.
Okay, so producers is just producers. Doesn't matter whether you shy piano, shy
Yeah, producers just producers.
Which is why, like we spoke about Gobi Beats, that he can make everything.
Yeah.
Beat Mochini can work with the underground cats.
You know what I'm saying?
And the hardcore porn cats.
You know what I'm saying? Beat Mochini, you still owe me a beat. Remember that?
I will.
You still
Rashid.
owe me. No, I spoke. This is between me and Beat Mochini.
Nah, I told you on this podcast you are not a rapper.
Yeah?
You are not allowed to be a rapper.
I am whatever I say I am.
Nah.
If I wasn't,
telling you.
why would I say I am?
You ain't a rapper out here. Out here, you ain't
Actually,
a rapper.
that line came from Rakim. Yeah, Rakim. There's a song he did way back in the 80s. It's the R, the A to the K I am. If I wasn't, why would I say I am? And then Eminem took it from there, from Rakim.
Biting.
The R to the A to the K I am.
Biting. Shout out to Free Period. Closed up. It's done.
Yeah.
Review, reactions, man. What you been listening to? What you feeling?
I've been listening to a whole lot of South African albums
too,
that
man.
recently came out.
Which is a lot, man. So shout out
Which-
to everyone dropping. Well done.
Bless up,
Well
bless
done,
up.
guys.
But today we reviewing Kid X, the father of Zen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually had a sit down with Kid X 2 days ago.
About a week ago.
About a week ago today. Yeah. We're recording what on a Sunday?
Yeah.
So about a week ago. Man, big shout out to Kid X, bro. I want to tell you the story
About a week
before
ago.
we jump
Yeah.
in, right? On Kid X, when I started the interview, I'm like, yo, Kid X, we've just moved into a new studio at Y, right? And I'm like, yo, Kid X used to come to Y back in the Season Scoop Full Clip days.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that he remembers sitting down and it was the first time he was about to rap
Yeah.
live on the radio.
Yeah.
You know, and he was so nervous. Bloody Black came on, he killed it for the homies, did his thing. Fast forward, it's almost been 10 years.
Yeah.
And he's back there now as an actual artist to talk about his sophomore album or his third album, depending on how you guys want to look at the mixtape thing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a Hip Hop Awards.
Yeah.
You know? So it's such a big growth that Kid X has done.
It is.
Which is
and
why-
I've seen it from the beginning.
Yeah.
I remember I told you this story before. In 2008, Kid X, Bongos Mahlang,
Showcase.
inboxed me on Facebook. Like he was trying to get on into the industry because I used to post a lot of shit about music, you know. But that time I was also hustling my way in. I
As
was
a rapper.
not in
As a rapper.
as everything. Like I was
Word.
hustling to be a writer on Hype Magazine. I was hustling to be on radio. I was hustling to be a rapper.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? I've always like multitasked.
You just love
But-
the culture.
Yeah, just love the culture. So he inboxed me in 2008 on Facebook. And I was like, nigga, I got nothing to offer myself. You know what I'm
Were
saying?
you working on a platform at the time?
No. I was
Just hustling.
Yeah. But that shows me the drive he
hunger,
had,
man.
the hunger since then. And I've seen him like Cash Time Fam,
Dog,
Cash Time
we watched
Live. You know,
We watched
I've
the man grow, man.
Yeah.
And it's crazy now when you think of him dropping this album, you know, which
Yeah.
is why I enjoyed the album, because when I listen to it, I just think of how far this man's come. Dog,
Yeah.
You know? Thank the King, I'll be honest, and he knows this, not my favorite album.
It is
I
my
thought was-
favorite. It is
What?
my Thank the King.
Noise, bro.
Thank the King. Thank you.
What's your favorite song of Thank the King?
Auntie. Mama.
That was Auntie wasn't was a single, wasn't on Thank the King.
No, it was on Thank the King.
Really? But Thank the King was a double disc?
It was a double disc.
Okay,
it was
maybe
on
that's why
Thank
I
the
missed
King.
But I mean,
It
that's
was
a
on
commercial-
Thank the
that's a
King.
commercial
Thank the
single,
King
man.
in Zulu means Bonginkosi.
Inkosi,
That's his
showcase.
real
I
name.
got that.
Yeah, Bonginkosi Mahlang. You know, that's that. I know everything about that album, even the artwork.
The artwork, yeah. What's
everything.
Mam Esther Mahlang.
Esther Mahlangu
Yeah,
handled
did the
that
cover.
situation. Yeah, you know
But
what I mean.
for me, that wasn't his best
I
work,
love
man.
that. I love that album, man.
Okay, Father of Zen.
Father of Zen. I like it, but I think it's more personal to him
Yeah.
than to the rest of, because it's dedicated to his daughter.
To his daughter, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So-
love that, man.
Yeah, no. That's a beautiful gesture. You know,
dog.
it will be there forever when the daughter turns 16 or 18. Like, yo, the album is called Father of Zen,
Zen, word.
and I'm Zen. You know what I'm saying? I love that.
You know why he called it Zen, or called his daughter Zen? He's going through some meditation, like, spiritual path right now, which is why the album sounds the way it sounds also.
Yeah.
Where he's been meditating a lot, doing all these Buddha type airy fairy things, right? Pause.
What's your daughter's name?
I don't have a daughter.
Your son?
Owezulu.
Owezulu.
Yeah.
Beautiful name. Beautiful name.
African, son. So Zen is because
My son is Rakim. Rakim
Muslim.
K.
Muslim, right?
Yeah, by religion, but African.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah.
So the Zen part comes with the journey that he's in right now, and that's why he decided to name his daughter Zen, and then also name the album Father of Zen, because it's the spiritual journey that he's going through.
Yeah.
Which is right. You're right. The album is very personal. Not everyone's
Yeah.
gonna like this album
Not everyone's gonna understand it.
unless you kind of know X.
Yeah, but it still has those joints that take you to the tavern. He always has those tavern joints.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, which one? I didn't really hear a lot of that. Hey, on this one,
He does the one with Muesli.
Jukebox.
Yes.
Hey, Jukebox.
That's a tavern joint, nigga.
It is a tough song, but
ta-
it's not a hot tavern joint.
But Kid X will always give you the tavern rap.
It's not an auntie. It's not a Madlana
It's not an
Yokugcina.
auntie. It's not Madlana Yokugcina,
know what I mean?
but it is a tavern joint. It doesn't have to sound the same as his previous song.
True. Mamela, that's right. I asked him off air. I'm like, yo, auntie, why didn't you guys hit up Black Label to make some money off that gig, right? And he says they did, but it was too late because they hit Black Label up when the song had already dropped.
Okay.
So Black was like, you guys are already pushing our thing, so why would we need to sponsor this thing? And he says the lesson he learned from that was that have the song approach your potential sponsors before you drop the track.
Yeah.
So the issue with that is you're approaching people and they don't know how big the song's gonna be.
Yeah.
So now you have the convincing to do. But the whole thing of dropping the song and then hitting up the people like Hennessy did with Tsecho.
Yeah.
Hennessy was like, fuck that, you're already pushing our shit. Why would we need to? So they never sponsored that song. But had he thought about it nicely, played it for some execs, it would have worked out for him a bit better. Same thing with Auntie, Let's rate the album.
Father of Zen.
You told me your favorite song before we rated.
It's that song. What is it
With
called?
Mosley.
No. The song especially dedicated
to his daughter.
to Zen. Yeah.
Father of Zen. It's called Father of Zen.
Father of Zen. Yeah, that's my.
That's the
favorite.
best song on the
That's
album.
the best.
That song encompasses the album. And
Yeah.
do you need to listen to the whole album if you have that one song? It's a good question.
Yeah, probably if you like that tavern stuff, because that Father of Zen is not
Not tavern at all.
tavern
That's
rap.
a good story.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
You
Well
know-
told, man. Shout out to Kid X. That pen game on that. I loved it, dog. I
Yeah.
loved it. Took me to a different place.
And the Vuge Sofiane storyline is just crazy. It's just crazy.
that sounds like some rap like shit gone wrong.
you know, I love this album, man.
It's rated, fam. Rated. And
I'm
gonna stop rating shit bullshit, so I'm gonna be honest now, right?
Okay. I'm giving this album a 7 out of 10.
Okay. Why not a 10 out of 10? You have to give a reason why not a 10.
He didn't. My favorite Kid X
The Tavern Kid X.
The Tavern Kid X with
you
the
didn't get
Tavern
that.
raps. I didn't get enough of that.
My sentiments exactly. So I'm gonna give it an 8. I think it's an 8 just because I love the personal story. It's so cool, man, to hear that kind of stuff. I don't give it the 10 because, man, it's your like third or second album. Like, people want to hear you be able to perform. I don't know if you can perform half the songs on this album. You know, people want Kid X on the streets.
Yeah.
They want Auntie Stella Ipia Zolo. You know, is That's my Kid X as well. So
but shout out to Kid X though, father of Zen. Shout out to your daughter. Beautiful stuff.
We're gonna be out of here, man. Rashid K, OG Samke, you know what it is. Boom.